welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining us to our Friends and Family Night. My name is Gabe, this is Mikey. Before we get started with our party, whether it's your first time or you've been with us all the times, this is a recorded virtual space. So if you need to, feel free to take off your camera, or if you need to take a break or anything of the sort, please feel free to do so. My name is Gabe, like I said. I'll be in the chat to help you with any questions at all throughout this virtual art party and workshop. If you have any questions at all, I'll be here to help you. Like I said, this is Mikey. He'll be your instructor today. But tonight's a very special night. It is our kind of gallery night, friends and family night. So we'll be in the middle of while we're working and sharing. We'll also be showing some shout outs and moments that we really loved from gallery night that happened last month. So feel free to enjoy those. And now I'll hand you off to Mikey.
Thank you, Gabe. Hello. Hi, everybody. I'm Mikey Peterson, media artist at Snow City Arts. It's nice to see you. We have a small group today, which is absolutely fine. So first, I would like to make sure that we all have, is anyone here on a tablet or a phone? Tablet or phone? Okay. Is everybody else on a laptop or a computer? Yes? Is that good? Okay. If you are on a tablet or a phone, you won't be able to do the collage aspect of it, but you will be able to take one of your photos to create a background, okay? So what we're gonna be doing today is creating a kind of GIF video collage using Zoom. So we're gonna activate the Zoom program to make art, okay? So can we talk a little bit about, we could talk about Zoom. Do y'all like Zoom? How do you feel about Zoom? Like, is it something that, I know for the past couple of years we've been on it for such a long time. So my question is, how do you feel about it? Do you like it? And maybe we can just kind of drop some things in the chat. Is it like a thumbs up or a thumbs down? How do you feel about it? Thumbs up? Awesome. Thank you, Sam. Anybody else? Any thumbs up? Thumbs down? It's a tool, absolutely. Yes. Anybody else? Yeah. I have a love-hate relationship with Zoom because I've taught with it for such a long time. But I thought it would be interesting, right, is to think about this particular program, this thing that we communicate with, as an art-making tool, right, to activate it, okay? So my next question is, I know I gave some of y'all some homework. Did you all watch the videos on Nanjun Pak? And do you have your photos? I know there's homework, right? You dog ate it. Wait, who's that? Oh man. Okay, raise your hand if you, or give me a thumbs up if you've watched the videos. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Thumbs up. Dan? Not Naili? Thumbs? No? Okay. Thumbs up. Great. Cool. And then give me a thumbs up if you have your photos, your digital photos or images that you've collected. Okay, awesome. Thank you, Naili. Okay. Sam, it's okay. We're gonna have a couple minutes for you to get some, okay? Sound good? Cool. So for those that do not have them, I will repeat the prompt a little bit and we can, so you'll have a few minutes to gather them. So the prompt is, right, who are you? Where are you? Where are you from? And then what images do you think of when you answer these questions? So this could be anything, right? So how do you represent yourself visually with 5 or more images, right? This could be an image from your home, it could be from your neighborhood, a hobby, a family member, a friend, a job, artwork, like anything. You can also just think of it as like 5 images of where you live, things that you're interested in, absolutely anything, okay? So you will need 5, but if you are on a iPad or a phone, you'll only be able to put one of those in, right? So Sam, I think you're on a phone, iPad. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So Sam, you'll only need one. Easier, right? Totally. Hi, Jeremy. Welcome. We're just going over to see what device you're on. Are you on a laptop or are you on you're on a laptop? Great. And the other question is, did you get to watch the links of Namjoon Park? And do you have your 5 images? No? Okay. So how about this? I think this would be a good thing. I want to make sure that we talk about Namjoon Park because when I think of this work, when I think of the work Electronic Superhighway, I think of Zoom. I think of all of these screens working together, right? So maybe what we can do is, I think we have time for this because we do have such a small group today, is that we'll watch a link. So John Lyons is here off in the distance. John, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, great. Would you mind screen sharing and we can watch a brief video about the electronic superhighway?
Electronic Superhighway is one of the most popular and iconic works at our museum. Namjoon Park's a really fascinating artist, one of the most important figures of the 20th century, and in many ways he represents sort of looking ahead to the 21st century, both in his biography and in the materials he uses and the themes he touches on. He was born in Korea, in Seoul, Korea in 1932, and with his family, he moved to Hong Kong and then Japan during the Korean War. And then he goes to study music, first in Japan and then in Germany. He gets a name for himself and he builds a community that's really strongly based in New York. And so he moves to New York in 1964. His whole life experience and all of these connections and communities, they span the globe, as does his work. He also is one of the first artists to really take technology seriously and to start using electronics and television sets and video in his art. The Smithsonian American Art Museum has a long relationship with Namjoon Park. In the 1990s, we collected a piece called Technology, and we also collected one of his most important works, a multi-screen wall piece called Megatron Matrix. Shortly after that, he had made Electronic Superhighway, which is actually particularly Electronic Superhighway US, Alaska, and Hawaii, because there are other electronic superhighways that he made. But so this one, which has the map of the United States, he rightly thought could have a very important place at the American Art Museum. And so it was actually a gift by the artist to the museum. It's monumental. It's massive. It includes 336 television sets, and when it was first installed, 50 DVD players, though we now use media players, 3,750 feet of cable, and about 575 feet of multicolored neon tubing. So that's a lot going on, but what it comes together to be is just this really exuberant, brightly lit picture of America as seen through television. What you see on the monitors that are inside the borders of any given state are basically what Namjoon Park associated with that state. And remember, he's a new arrival to the United States in the 1960s. He is based in New York for most of his life. So his associations range from really personal stories, friends he knew, acquaintances, people he worked with, to really pop culture references or very surface level or very kind of classic Americana ideas. For example, in Arkansas, he spliced together footage of his longtime friend and close collaborator, Charlotte Moorman, with then presidential couple Bill and Hillary Clinton. California is full of fitness classes and ones and zeros. So you get the fitness culture of the beach, California, along with the rising computer revolution that was happening in Silicon Valley. And there are some more classic ones like Iowa, which is off where the presidential primaries start. So you have a montage of presidential figures. And then other states, he's taken whole segments of movie musicals. Wizard of Oz for Kansas, Meet Me in St. Louis for Missouri, and Oklahoma for Oklahoma. And then the final twist that he does is in the state where the piece is on view, which currently is the non-state of Washington, D.C., he places a camera that is a closed circuit TV camera that loops back to play on a monitor there. So wherever you are standing, you are inside the map in the proper geographic location. And this creates a form of interactivity that can be really playful. When you first step into the gallery space with this work, it can be really overwhelming. All these screens, they all are moving, they're changing. The edits are really fast. One of the analogies is that they're sort of fast, like speeding along a highway. But there's also a lot happening in the audio space. So where you have the movie musicals in particular, you might hear a bit of a show tune come up when it gets loud. So those are kind of background noises. And then there's also this segment that's the Montgomery bus boycott documentary. And that has sections with Martin Luther King and Malcolm X speaking. And that, interestingly, the artist noted should be the most audible soundtrack. I think that really interestingly intersects with the idea of the open road and this idea of the highway as a space that, very often this piece is seen as sort of a glittering invitation to the kind of 50s idealized open road. And the fact that the artist wanted that audio to be legible no matter where you were standing really means that the visuals are always inflected by this questioning of sort of who can get on the road safely, who will get equal treatment on that road. And those are questions that stay really resonant and important to this day, unfortunately. One of the things I'm always struck by in looking at Namjoon Pak's work is there's this first engagement that can be really self-evident. You think, it's a big map of America made of TVs, I get it. But if you spend time with it and you let all of these layers unpack, you really come to recognize both his brilliance, how far ahead he's looking, but also the complexity that he's willing to sit with. He doesn't need to give you answers, doesn't need to say that this is good or bad, but that you should be thinking about these things and you should be attentive to them and aware that they're going to be part of how we shape our world, how we understand ourselves. And that doesn't go away. It just gets richer over time.
Awesome. Thanks, John, for sharing. Great. So that's an overview of this particular piece. And it really, as you can see, why it reminds me of where we are right now communicating, right? This came out he created that in 1995. This is the beginning of the internet, right? Which was also the electronic superhighway. Namjoon Pak was prophetic, right? He's kind of combining these ideas of, the actual U.S. highway, which is connecting states and cities, right? And suddenly with now the information superhighway, right? And now the electronic superhighway, which is, the internet, which is where we are right now, right? So I would love it. Maybe we can drop a few thoughts in the chat. We can also just talk, whatever is comfortable for y'all is fine. But I'd love to just know some words or phrases or thoughts about this particular work. What does it make you think about? Are there just words, phrases, whatever? Electricity, awesome. What other words are you thinking about? Anybody else? Cultural rights, awesome. Yeah, connectivity. Yeah, absolutely. Great. Yeah, I think all of these things are these are all great words. This idea of connecting is so inherent with our culture right now, right? This work kind of predicted our present connection with the merging of culture and technology, right? And how this combination has affected how we communicate and connect with each other. And that's what I want to do here today, is connect with you all, right? And some of the issues with like social media and how we connect is it can be a little shallow. It can be not as deep as we maybe want it to be, right? I can talk to anyone across the entire world, right? But I might not know who they are or get to know who they are, right? So, you know, those are things that, you know, it's kind of a double-edged sword, right? In terms of what this idea of connectivity is and communication, right? Neon signs, absolutely, right? Which was kind of a symbol of the 1950s, 1960s, right? And then sensory overload, yeah, right, absolutely too. I'm feeling that, you know, and I felt that teaching on Zoom for the past 2 years too, right? So I want to turn this space into something that maybe that can be a piece of art potentially, right? And I would love us to experiment. I'm not sure what's going to happen here with that today, and that's perfectly okay. You know, there's lots of different ways that we make art, right? There's the technical, which is all fine, and I'll show you all how to work some of these GIF programs. But then there's also the conceptual and the idea, right, is communicating ideas, and also experimenting, and being at peace with this idea of experimentation and potentially things not going as you think they're going to go, but they'll go another way and potentially surprise you, okay? So that is what we're going to do today. Let's see. Cool. So, any questions so far? Everybody good? You can always write them in the chat, or you're welcome to talk with me if you would like. Everybody good? Okay, thumbs up? Sweet, that's great. So what we're gonna do today is create a video collage that will go on our backgrounds of Zoom, right? So we're gonna kind of make our own mini superhighway here, our Zoom superhighway, okay? And if you have not collected photos yet, the prompt is, who are you? Where are you from? And then what images do you think of when you answer these questions? How do you represent yourself visually in 5 or more images? And this could be an image from your home, your neighborhood, wherever, okay? I brought in mine, which I'll share with you in a little bit. What I did was I thought of where I'm living, my space, my place, and what represents that right now, okay? But again, it can be whatever you want it to be, any 5 images, okay? So if you haven't gotten your images, now would be a great time to do that. They can be photos that you've taken. They can also be, you can go online and find imagery, however you want to do it. If you have a drawing online or whatever, it can be anything that's digital, as long as it's some sort of digital image, okay? And so what we'll do right now is, if you have not done that, find a few online and put them in a folder on your desktop. If you are using a device, again, you'll only be able to use one photo, so you can use that device to take a photo and have it in your Photos app. That's where you'll need to have it to access it. Right now, we're going to watch our gallery night highlight video, and that will go for 10 minutes. We'll see some poetry with Karen, some pixel art, and also a speech from Child Life. And while we're watching that, if you have not collected your imagery, you can do that as well, okay?
Hello, everybody. Good evening. Thank you for the claps. My name is Keren Diaz de Leon, and I am a resident poet here at Snow City. The following selection of student poetry falls into a form of writing called ekphrasis. Ekphrastic writing is created in response to something visual, often something like a painting, or nature, or a memory. The following poems are student responses to memory, nature, and who and what we love. The first poem in this selection is titled The Feeling of Water by Adela, age 12. I imagine a person's toes in a forest and the water coming and swirling through the toes. The person's toes wiggle of the feeling of the water. The forest is like beautiful, the sun shining, the butterflies flying, and the water swirling. The second poem is also by Adela. The title of this poem is Things About the Water. What is water? How does water feel like? How does it control the water? Does air move the water? How does the water see where it goes? The next poem is titled Nature by Brooke, who is 9 years old. Who is your best friend? Ariana Grande likes to wear high heels and dresses. She is holding her dog. What is your song? People like to go hiking at the woods with all the tall trees. I hear the sound of crickets. Where are you going? To the woods. I hear the sound of leaves blowing. Whoosh. Why are you smiling? I can see the pretty leaves in the grass, and I see deer. What color is your sky? I see a bunch of branches and trees that have fallen because in the woods there are trees that have fallen down. The final poem in this section is Trees and the Sky, accompanied by his visual art of the same title by Matthew, who is 8 years old. The trees go really well with the sky because the colors can blend and make a new one, magenta. It feels like happy, like being outside and playing tag, hide and seek. But we don't have many trees near our house, so you have to go a little bit farther, like 15, 20 feet away. Now, let's clap for the poems. Thank you. Thank you to all of our wonderful students and their poetry. And thank you all for listening.
Good evening. Welcome to an event celebrating an organization that has a unique and invaluable impact on children and families. We're honored to be recognized as the recipients of the 2022 NYSER Award. I stand here tonight representing child life specialists from across the city, from UI Health, from Ann and Robert H. Lurie Children's Hospital, and from Rush University Medical Center. For the last 17 years, I've worked as a child life specialist at Rush Hospital, focusing on the psychosocial needs of children and families thrown into the depths of the most stressful, anxiety-provoking moments of their lives. However, regardless of what a child might be enduring medically, they're still a child, someone who thrives on play, on joy, on being able to express themselves and engage in the little moments that allow them to just be kids. Almost 20 years ago, I walked into the Child Life office, brand new at Rush, and saw a man, he's here somewhere, in a dimly lit office with art and poems all over the walls. He was diligently working with who I came to learn were artists in residence. And as I got to know Paul, the founder of this amazing organization, and learn more about what was happening, I realized it was a one-of-a-kind program. They were providing art education to children experiencing illness and hospitalization. But really, it was so much more than that. Snow City Arts allows the child to become the artist, to step outside of their illness and themselves and in treatment and just be a kid. The space is created for them to express themselves, to gain control in a world where so much of that is taken away by medical interventions. And as a valuable extension of the work we do as child life specialists, Snow City artists build those relationships with patients and give them new and creative outlets for coping. Snow City Arts has transformed from being a guy with an idea and a small team of artists at Rush to being an organization that impacts children and families beyond the hospital walls, to being what you all see here tonight. So many artists, so many young people who've become artists they didn't even know they were, so many supporters spread across hospitals and the community. The growth of this organization means more to children and families than we could put into words, because it allows something so unique to happen at the hands of a child. When we asked one of our 9-year-olds why they like to work with Snow City Arts, he said, "They keep me distracted when I don't want to think about all the hard things." He summed it up perfectly. Snow City Arts is here for kids on days when they desperately need a distraction to focus on fun and creativity. They're there to spend 3 hours with a teen, helping them transform their emotions into a rap song about their struggles. And they're also there on a happy summer day when the biggest thing on a kid's mind is ice cream and he wants to write a song about it. And in these moments, when the art happens, time seems to stand still. They're no longer a child battling against symptoms or pain and fear. They're a doer, a creator. They're taking control and sharing themselves in the most beautiful and captivating ways, removed from the stressors. After almost 3 decades, 24 years to be exact, I think, whether you've been at one gallery night or many, you've probably all thought this: art is awesome. It's unique, it's hands-on, it's individualized, and it's just the right balance of novel and thought that kids need when they're in the hospital. It gives them a chance to be transported out of their room, out of their illness, and into a place where they gain strength, even for just a few seconds, in the face of adversity and apart from doctors and nurses and even their caregivers. But something that people don't often talk about is how Snow City Arts allows children to leave a legacy behind. I remember the moment I realized perhaps embodies the biggest impact this organization has come to have on kids and families. Imagine for a minute, you're 11 years old, coming to the hospital since you were an infant, sometimes staying for months at a time. You're spunky, you're strong, you're outgoing. You've been diagnosed with a lung disease that you know you may not get to experience your teenage years. And in the meantime, you're missing out on family and friends and school. You have one dream: to write and publish a book. From there, the partnership arises. With the Child Life team, you write a book, carefully crafted alphabet with pictures, and your personally woven words right through. And then, in comes Snow City Arts, helping you put your voice to the story, sharing that story with family and friends by creating a virtual narrated copy. 5 years later, that book and that voice live on every day in our hospitals and with her family, and experiencing a memory that's unmatched. You see, Snow City Arts is way more than just artists or the art. It's about making memories. It's about a lasting legacy. And that's why the collaboration with Snow City Arts matters.
That's a really lovely speech. Okay, so we're back. We're going to watch a little bit more from Gallery Nights in a little bit. But now I'm going to show you all how to make a GIF, right? And then how to make a video out of that GIF, and then how to put that in your background. And then we're going to create these collages with the imagery that we have, and also make this ultimate collage on Zoom of all of our collages, so we can see kind of what's happening and see if some of these images are reacting to each other, right? Because a collage is what? It's you're taking imagery or sounds and putting them together to create things, create new themes, new ideas, right? So that's what we're going to try to do here. So does everyone have their images, their digital images, and they're all in one folder? That's super important. Do we all have them? Give me a thumbs up if you've got them and you're ready to go.
Well, you said and they all need to be in one folder?
They should be, yeah. Yeah, so
Okay.
they're all in the same place.
Let me move one and I'm good.
Awesome. Thanks, Jeremy. Okay, cool. Is everybody else good? Sam, you should have one. And then Naeli, are you good? Awesome. Great. Okay, so they should be all in the folder now. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to make, let me put the link in here. So this is an online GIF maker. It's called Easy GIF. Okay, that's right. It's super easy. There's the link. Okay, I will walk you through this. Okay, this is freeware. It's not very pretty. If you've worked with freeware before, you know that freeware kind of has some ugly sites, but it is a safe site. I want you all to know that. So could we share my screen here, John? Awesome. Can you all see that? Great. Okay, so we should be up here at Gif Maker, right? And you should see animated Gif Maker. And the first thing you're going to do is you're going to upload those images. Okay. So you're going to click choose files. All right, and you're going to go right to your images. Okay. And maybe I can share a couple of these with you, just because we are kind of sharing parts of ourselves in a way, right? So this here is an image of the facade of our building where we live. It's one of those ghost signs. It's an old warehouse. This is the sunset at, I think, Hollywood Beach. This is also the same place. This is the wall of the Aragon Ballroom. The Aragon Ballroom is the first place I ever saw a show in Chicago, and coincidentally, it's where my grandparents met in the 1940s. So this particular building means quite a bit to me. This is also Hollywood Beach. As you can see, there was a kind of a flood at that particular time. And what else do we have here? This is the Field Museum, which is, I believe, probably the first time I ever went to Chicago. This is where I went to, and this is one of my favorite places in the city. And then this is a video still of a video I'm working on, and it is, you can see the image of a face kind of popping out, and that person might be actually at this particular art party, so we'll see if we can figure out who that could be. Okay, so these are my images. And it's fine, they can be JPEGs, they can be PNGs, whatever you have, they all should work, okay? So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna shift and we're gonna highlight all of them, okay? And then we're gonna hit open. And down here now, you'll see all of your files. It should say, right now I have 7 files, that's what I'm using. So it should have all your files there. Once you do that, you're going to click upload and make a GIF, and it might take a second. Come on. It's trying. I think it's because I have a lot of files here, but it might take you might be okay. It might take me a couple of minutes here to pop up. There we go. Okay, is everyone on this page? Is everyone good? Give me a thumbs up if you're good. Yeah? Cool. Sam, okay, you're doing the one. Naeli, are you good? Dan, are you good? That's weird. Okay. Okay. Awesome. We're all good. Okay, so here's what we're going to do here. These are all of your imagery, all of your images. So if you want, you can reorder them if you want. You don't have to. And this is the order, right? So you can reorder these. So reorder them if you want. And then what we're going to do is ignore this. Don't worry about that. GIF option, this is important. Under delay time, we're going to change that to 50. All right, that means that's going to make it a little slower, and we'll be able to see it. Okay, if we have it at 20, it's going to go too fast. We're not going to be able to see anything. Okay, it's just going to be too fast. So make sure that is at 50. And then there's a thing that says gravity alignment. Put center. That's going to center all of your photos. So if you have photos that are different sizes like mine, it's going to put them all in the center. It'll just look better that way, okay? Good. Loop count empty. Keep it empty because we're going to loop it forever. Forever, ever, ever, for infinity, okay? Effects don't necessarily need to do anything there. And then we're going to click Make a GIF. And if we scroll down now, check it out. We have our GIF, right? So now the thing is that GIFs don't work in Zoom, which is kind of weird. But we can now turn this into a video, okay? And so under here, you'll see file size, right, height, width, all this stuff. You'll see a little button here that says Convert, okay? And now you're going to click the first one, Video. Once you click that, if you scroll down, give it a second, it's going to pop up as a video in 1 second. Oh wait, is that true? There we go. Okay, so you're going to click Convert to Video, and then you're going to click this particular button, the Convert GIF to MP4. That's what you want. And down here now is your video version. All right, as you can see, it doesn't loop yet, but it will. All right. Also, as you can see, this file size is big. Okay. We're going to want to resize this so it can activate and zoom properly. All right. And so I'm going to click Resize. All right. And down here at the percentage, type in 60. Okay. That's going to give a new width, and you should see a 720 up here. Does everybody have that? Also, let me know if I'm going too fast, just holler. Let me know. Or drop it in the chat. Or if you need me to repeat anything, let me know. You missed the resize button. Okay, I can go back. Uh-oh. Okay, there you go. All right, Carrie, the resize should be right under, here's your video. The resize is right here. Click. And then percentage 60. Awesome, okay. And then we are going to resize the video. We're gonna click that button. And now down here, we should have our resized GIF. Yep, our width is at 720, which is great. So now what we can do is we can save it. And it should save in your downloads folder, right? But then you can always just kind of drag it into the folder. So probably the best thing to do is drag it into the folder where you have all of your files. Great. So now what we need to do is we need to activate our backgrounds, right? So I am going to copy and paste myself. There we go. Okay. So to do this in Zoom, can you all see this? There's three dots up above. Okay, on the right, and you're going to click that, and you're going to go choose virtual background, right? And I'm going to click this plus, and I'm going to add video, and I'm going to go to my folder, and I'm going to click on my MP4, and I'm going to open it, right? And then I'm going to close that. And so now I've got my GIF collage, right? Is everyone figuring that out? Also, for those that have a device, this might get a little tricky. Sam, you have a Samsung, yeah? Okay. And you're walking through it? Okay. Do I need to do the iPad Zoom? Okay, very cool. Okay, great. Sounds like Gabe's helping Sam out right now. Awesome. Jeremy, nice. Who else has one going? Also, I also want you to know if you're uncomfortable like being on camera, it's totally fine. You can keep it to yourself if you want, but you could also just like leave the space. That's totally fine too, and just have your collage going, right? So it's totally your call on how you wanna operate, right? But I would love to see the GIFs at some point, or the videos. Yeah, Dan, are you good?
Still on 60%.
60%. Yep.
The minimum percentage is, or the minimum size is.
Yeah, 60. You want to get it to 720. That's key.
The minimum width is 360.
Yeah. Awesome. I'm going to, okay. Can I not? I can't move people.
I could unspotlight you.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? Okay, I'm going to move Gabe next to me. I'm going to move Sissy over here. Jeremy, what are you doing over there now? Jeremy, you're here now. Okay, there we go. Carrie, where are you? Are you okay?
I'm okay. I'll be there in a second.
Okay. Sam, how are you doing? Sam, are you able to get your image in? Working on it? Okay, cool. Thanks, Gabe. Naeli, how are you doing? It's okay if you don't want to share. It's all good. Just want to make sure you're following along okay. Awesome. Cool. Whoa. Dan, it's like a weird vortex of cats and eyes. Okay. Cool. I'm gonna move, let's see.
Okay, I clearly did not get the resize correct.
Whoa, no, that's cool. I like it's like the 3D like yarn.
It is.
Whoa.
It comes right at you.
It comes right at you. Awesome. So while we're waiting on the final few, let's look at these, and maybe even it would be good to like leave the space if you can, and we can see what's happening. Like, how are these? What's the commonality between? What are the commonalities between some of these images? Are we seeing things that are similar? Are there new ideas that are happening? Like when all of these images are coming together? Maybe we can put a few in the chat if you want. No option for virtual background.
So I'm checking.
Okay.
It doesn't seem like
Weird. Okay.
because if it's on a different type of tablet, I'm trying to see if there maybe is one. It's just not the video.
Yeah, maybe we can. I wonder if we could have Sam hold up something. I don't know.
Oh yeah. Sam could make his current pi symbol the picture he chose.
Oh, right. Absolutely. So yeah, Sam, that pi symbol. Do you know how you did that? Because you can put your photo in replacement of that pi symbol.
Same with Nayeli, if you're interested.
Yeah, and Nayeli, if you're interested too, you could do the same if you wanted to take one of your photos and put it where your name usually is, right? You're welcome to do that. So while we're doing this, I know if you want to chat about this, that's great. Or if you want, you can just you can talk. But I'd love to know, like, do you see anything that's working here, image-wise, that's connecting, like, through our collages here? The one thing I'm seeing a lot of is a lot of textures. I'm seeing a lot of like the sun. I'm seeing like the sun a lot. I'm seeing the beach a lot, right? And also, if you want to share too what your images are, you're more than welcome to do that. Oh, Nayeli. Oh, let's see if we can figure that out. Do we know how to switch? Do you know how to switch that, Dan?
Yeah, it's on your Zoom settings. So I'm pulling up the instructions now from Zoom.
Okay. Nayeli, Gabe is going to put instructions in the chat for you, okay? And we'll get it going. Hey, Dan, you made it into my screen.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I knew I could.
Look at that.
Oh, I vanished. Oh, it's like I'm at the beach. Once every 5 images. I am at the beach.
At the beach.
It only works in the there. I like the effect of the layering tilings. Like I'm seeing in Jeremy's the way some of them fill the screen and then some of them appear. There's like one square one that appears to beside your head every once in a while.
Yeah, I like that too. It's like there's a nice spirit of collage with the different sizes, Jeremy.
I don't think that was an artistic move, but I'll take it.
Well, you know, like the work is speaking. The work is speaking, right? So, like, embrace the accidents. That's the other thing. That's the beauty of this is like you don't necessarily know what's going to happen, and that's how I operate. like as a video sound artist, I go out and I'll explore and collect, and then I'll start editing, and it's through the editing that the work will start to speak to me. And that, I feel like this is a beautiful moment of like that happening, those kind of happy accidents, right?
I think this is like trying to meet people on social media. You just get these quick pop-ups.
Oh my God. Totally. Oh, nice. You're going to steal this for team building? I love it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, great.
Cool.
That makes me happy.
Yeah, I think this is a fun way to do this. This is really cool.
Oh, cool. Oh, Naili, you want to share? I'll show you. If you share the GIF, you go up to these 3 dots. Okay.
Naili's also on the surface. So
oh, on the surface. Got it.
So we can share it from there.
Yeah? Okay. So I also say this as an artist who works with technology. You never know what's going to happen here. So they're always going to run into a few snags, right? Oh yeah, that's great. Yeah, Naila, if you want to share in the chat, just drop it in. So I'm wondering what makes the most sense. We're at 7:25, and then we want to watch some other things.
Yeah, if people want to share them, we can try and look at them together at the end, or we can...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, cool.
Awesome. Let's click to open. Oh, cool. Okay. Let me drag it. You get it?
Oh, if you want, I can download that and make it mine.
Yeah, that would be great. Okay, great. So Gabe is going to put Naeli's GIF into his background so we can see it.
I'm going to put it through Easy Maker real quick.
Okay, that sounds great. So does anyone want to share what their imagery is? What do you think? Dan, what do you have there? Can I put you on the spot?
Oh, for sure. Can everybody hear me? I want to turn my, oh, great. So I have so one of these is my stepsister's home on the mountain where I grew up. But we don't have our house anymore there. So when I go home, I stay in this house with a little dog on the porch. And for my home, I put this picture of my cat looking at me all whatever she is doing. I've got this. I found there were all these signs pointing in like drastically different directions, as though it was assisting. There's like 6 road signs pointing in all different directions, and that resonated with me.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I took a picture of a friend's eye, and my reflection is in it. And there are some large paper mache heads, which is paper mache is a big part of my agenda.
Yeah, there's a strange narrative happening with yours, a narrative of confusion.
Yeah.
That's great.
Anybody else want to share?
Anyone want to share?
I can share mine.
Okay, that would be amazing. Hi.
Hi, I'm gonna try and move. Mine, I like the theme of water a lot. I love being around water. One of mine is a river I grew up on in North Dakota. And now a lot of the other water shots are just being here at the lake in Lake Michigan. The sunrise one, I tend to wake up really super early in the morning to do some writing. And a lot of the mornings I just step on my porch and take a picture. So that is one of many photos I have of the sunrise overlooking our neighborhood. And then the group of people on the beach, that was my first social gathering since the lockdown. A bunch of us met on the beach and just got to hang out for the first time in a long time. So it was an important moment. That's it.
That's lovely. Thank you for sharing that, Sissy. Who's the person on the pier there?
That mystery man.
What's that?
That is you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're standing on the rocks near Lake Michigan.
Nice. Cool. Great. Oh, very cool. So Gabe has put up Naeli's. Very nice. What do we have? That's super cool. It's super textury, right? Yeah, I love it. It looks like a kind of a abstract expressionist painting that's moving. What's the word? What's that?
The blues and the greens that Carrie spoke to.
Yeah.
The word's rest.
Rest. Very nice. I love it. Really nice job, Naeli. Very nice. Does anyone else like to share before we keep going? Do we have Sam's up?
Sam said he had to get going.
Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you, Sam. Okay. Would anyone else like to share before we move on? Is everybody good? It looks great. We're recording this, I'm assuming, right? Okay, great. Very nice. I would love to have a document of this. It's really nice. Could I ask you all a favor for those that are in the shot? Can we all step out really quickly so we can see just the imagery? Nice. Right. Now we need some neon, right?
We have neon nunchucks. She's spinning around.
Right. So I feel like we have created the new superhighway through the Zoom superhighway. I'm proud of all of you. Let's give everyone a round of applause. Love it. Great. I know we're over time, but I know we do want to watch some of the gallery night. Is that?
How much do we have? I mean,
We have that.
yeah. I feel like maybe we could do our outro speech and then we'll play it, and if folks want to hang out and watch with us, we welcome you to, we'll
That's great.
yeah, I think that's fair.
Okay.
Maybe we'll have Gabe take us out and then we'll go to Farrah and call it a night.
Yeah. Thanks for art partying with us, everybody.
Alrighty, y'all, great job. I had a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you take a little bit away from this. Trying a new form of media. I know that time-based media is new to many people, so I know it's a lot of fun to mess around with. So in the chat, Carrie will be dropping off a couple of links for us. The two that we always ask, we have a survey to let us know, hey, what do you think? How did you feel about how this went? And then the other one that's really, really important is our release form. This release is just so that we have the opportunity to share the artwork that we made together. This is just a consent for you guys to share the artwork with us. We're not selling it. I'm not trying to make any extra money. I know I look like I need to make some extra money, but I don't. It's fine. I'm not trying to sell your artwork. This is just to be able to share the awesome stuff we did so that next time, like let's say we have another art party, we say, hey, this is what everyone else did last time. Check it out. And maybe it helps people feel comfortable and brave enough to share some stuff. I did drive here in a Bentley. Yes, John. Thank you. So we have a lot of great news. Biggest thing is next year we're going to be having 4 art parties throughout the year. We're going to be doing them quarterly of all different kinds of things. So keep on the lookout. The first one will be probably in late January. And then, like I said, thank you so much for joining us. I'll still be in the chat if anyone has any questions before we go. If anyone needs any help with anything at all, I'll be in the chat if you have any questions. And then we're going to close off playing some last little bits from Gallery Night. Feel free to stick around and enjoy, but if you got to go, I understand. Thanks, y'all.
Thank you so much.
Cut to the video. Remember any of your first impressions working with Snow City Arts?
These people are weird. No. They came in like Gabe and Molly, and they were like, all right, what do you want to do? Like, what do you think is cool? We can do this and this and this. And I'm like, yeah, I can't do any of that. You guys, you made me feel more comfortable, but also you were like, nobody's gonna see it. I can help you. And I was like, you know what? Why not? What am I gonna lose? I'm just stuck in this bed anyways, taking like IV meds, so like, why not? Eventually, over time, as I started to do more artwork with them and stuff like that, I got more comfortable and I saw them more like all like friends, kind of like just hanging out, doing art, you know, instead of other people in the hospital, which are like, you know. So the art that I created originally with Molly got put into my children's book that I wrote and published. It's on Amazon, go check it out. And I decided to make it about like a panda and her experience at the hospital, meeting all the cool people like the child life specialists and the doctors, and I made them all kind of like animal themed and gave them names because, you know, it's like more of a fun way of looking at it to make the hospital not look as scary. And then I worked with Snow City Arts to kind of bring it to life. A project I'm really proud of is the painting I did with Molly. My self-portrait of half lion, half like me. It took a while to do, but after it was finished, I was very proud of myself because to be able to like look at it and say, yes, I got some help with it, but that was all, like, most of it was me and my ideas. I feel very proud of it. I'm very appreciative of Snow City Arts because I spent 4 months and a half in the hospital after my second transplant, and they were the main source to kind of like get my creativity out and like be entertained because I was in isolation most of the time. So I really appreciate working with all the artists and stuff.